I'm Katrina, and this is Sew and Tare. Today I'm going to show you how to get more plants for your money. Today we're talking about 3 cheap ways to grow your garden. We all have seen it. We go to the garden center and it is filled with plants that are super expensive, and why would you buy them already that big? Because you might as well just buy the fruit, right? There's an alternate. So you can buy plants. Let's start with the very beginning. Let's start at the very beginning. We can do seeds. You can plant your own seeds. You can collect your own seeds from your garden and save those and then plant them. So, you know, there's a bunch of seeds in here. There's so many different celery plants in here, guys. And I mean, for $4, that's like, I don't even know how many seeds are in there, but there's a whole bunch of celery in there. I mean, if you buy celery at the store, it's going to cost you almost that. So you might as well buy seeds. So seeds is number 1. Number 2 is to capitalize on bare root. So there are 25 strawberries in this little bundle, and I got this for less than $5. So if you get them bare root, this comes in, it's planted in sand and sawdust, and this will give you the most bang for your buck of a plant that's started already. Now, what gets started this way? Strawberries are like this. Asparagus is like this. There's a few other things that you can get like this. But for the plants that you can, I mean, a 6-pack of strawberries costs more than this. And this is 25. So that's number 2. When using these bare root strawberries, they're going to be connected together somehow. Sometimes it's with a rubber band, sometimes with a zip tie. It's usually with a rubber band. But this one also has a tag. Looks like the tag is on the rubber band. This is Eversweet. I believe Eversweet is an everbearing, which means it doesn't mean it's going to bear all the time. However, I have had strawberries in, I think, every single month here where I live in California right now, and so that is something that's possible. There are June bearing strawberries, which gives you a bunch at one time, usually in June, and then there's ever bearing strawberries, which give you kind of a more full crop. So if you're growing strawberries for making jams or jellies, you want the June bearing because it's a bunch at once. If you want them for snacking or have them, you know, for a longer time period, get the Eversweet. And that's why I got that. I think the other one I got was actually a June bearing, but there we go. Okay, so these are packed in sand and sawdust, and sometimes they're going to have leaves and sometimes they won't. So if they don't, that's fine, they'll grow. So this is one plant. You can see this is last year's growth. There's, you know, that's a kind of where the leaf was that got cut off, and this is this year's. Some places say to soak them. I don't think I got any instructions with these, and they look like they're pretty good. They've been in a plastic bag. I did get them a while ago, but they are fine. So I'm going to show you how to plant these in a green stalk. Otherwise, you want the root crown, which is this part right here, to be above ground, and then the roots go down below. These things, sometimes people mistake them for roots. They're not. They are old leaf stems. It's the same as this right here. So that's what we want. Let me show you how to plant them. When planting in a green stalk, which they do have a sale, their Mother's Day sale is happening right now, so I do have a link down in the description for $10 off your first purchase. And so definitely check that out. And I would get the spinner base because it's awesome. Anyway, so here's a bunch of roots, and we want to dig and we want to plant it so the roots go towards the center or down. This is the original, so that means it's deeper, you know, that deep. And so we can just go down, but I like to kind of do an angle, and that way these will cascade down. So that's the point, is to kind of give them room to go down and grow most of their growth out this way. So this is how I do it. And I don't want to put the plant too close to the edge because in the summer heat it might get too hot. So That's what I'm doing. And again, you don't cover that root crown. And remember that this is the line right here of where the next layer of green stalk is going to be. So you have about that much room to put the plant. So it's good to put that in right there. Number 3 is when you buy plants at the nursery, you look and you see how many is in there and then separate them. And here's a little video about that. Now, pay for a plant, same price, no matter how many are inside. So whenever you are looking for plants and you're like, oh, I really want this one, look and see how many are there, because you could have more than one. A lot of places seed a couple seeds, so they know that at least one of them is going to be good. They succeed, you know, oops, I accidentally put in more than I expected to. But this one, I only paid for one plant and I got 3 of them. So let me show you how to separate them. First, I always take my hands and put it, you know, put the plant in between, turn it upside down, and you can squeeze this, and there you go. You can see all the roots there. And if the roots are wound up here, I would simply just kind of tease them apart with my finger and all that. We don't have that situation here. Now we are likely going to lose some of the roots, which is okay. So go ahead and turn that back around. And I usually do this over something like not just the ground. You're going to take your hands and you can see in between each of these, just work on one of them. Well, it looks like there's a lot of extra dirt that doesn't have, extra soil that doesn't have stuff associated, so let's work on that. They actually all grew kind of in the same area. Alright, so once you can see the base of the plants and where they are, you simply take your hands gently, you can kind of move back and forth and separate them. Some things are going to separate more easily than others. You can be cognizant of, you know, the leaves getting caught in each other and all that. And hold this root ball down here, because you might have important roots in there as well. And like I said, just kind of gently pull it apart. And there you go. We have one here. And we have 2 more to go. Now this one in the middle is here a little bit wobbly. You can even see the seed coat there. And so we are just going to gently, gently, gently tease it apart. And there we go. So we have some good roots on that one. We have most of the soil over here, and we will plant these. So now that you know 3 cheap ways to grow your garden, you are set for success. Go into the garden store, go save some seeds, get some seeds from friends, and check out the bare roots. Ask your garden center if they have bare roots. Sometimes they're kind of set aside in a little section. So that is a great way to start your garden. That is a great way to maintain your garden. And I am looking forward to hearing what you have growing in your garden. Put that down in your comments. Tell me what deals you got on plants. Tell me what you're doing, how you're making gardening cheap for you. Cheap and easy. There we go. Thank you for watching. If you like the video, hit the like, consider subscribing, and as always, have a wonderful day.